Hello, welcome. You're backstage at the Bluebird.
Hey y'all, it's another episode. We're on episode 2. That's
Which
that's
is
that's my thing now. I have to start each episode with "Hey y'all."
I'm sorry. I like to start things with "Hey ya," and I do 4 minutes of that. I shake it like a Polaroid picture, and then I start presenting. My name is Andrew Jones. I've not seen Nashville before.
I am Johnny Ellis, and I've seen Nashville, and I've been to Nashville.
A trifecta almost,
Almost.
because you're talking about Nashville.
And I've been to the Bluebird, which is where we are right now.
Well, yeah, we've all been to the Bluebird. We're literally backstage at the Bluebird this very moment. Duh. And this is the second episode. The second episode of season 1, and the second episode of the podcast. What's the episode called?
We're discussing episode 2, season 1 of Nashville. I Can't Help It. Brackets. If I'm Still in Love with You.
Which is interesting because I was watching this on Sky's Now TV system in the UK, and the brackets part it was completely excised. So they were taking the grammatical attitude of, brackets in maths mean do that first, whereas brackets in English language mean you can ignore it if you want, it's just extra detail.
I thought maybe it was because it was too long, but
yes, well, everything's too long. That's the problem.
Well,
this lockdown's too long.
Any guesses as to where this title
Nashville, where it takes place? It takes place in Nashville.
I'm glad we're 2 episodes in. Finally figured that out.
The mystery that served the entire show. Sorry.
Any guesses as to where the episode title comes from?
Is it a song?
It is a song.
You know why I would guess it's a song?
Oh, why?
Because usually song titles will then have a bracket at some point.
Yes.
Saturday Night's all right for fighting.
Only for fighting, nothing else.
No, bracket. Saturday Night's all right. You know, it's like, hey, it's good for fighting. The addition made it a twist.
Well, this is named after a Hank Williams song.
Who?
Hank Williams is quite well known in the country music sector. Okay. Recorded March 16th, 1951.
That's a long time before Nashville.
It is. But, he knew.
Was it a long time before Nashville, the city?
No, I believe it was recorded in Castle Studio, Nashville, the city. So
in said city, interesting.
Yes, yeah. Cat Power apparently covered the song in their 1996 album, Myra Lee.
Cat Power, of course, is what we all felt on December 20th, 2019.
Fun times. We should do a Cat's Minute podcast. You're right. We'll add that to the list.
What am I doing?
I'm going to make you do that now. This is one of the
one of the first episodes of Nashville.
It is.
I mean,
but Hank Williams. I was looking up the song and I saw that he sang the song with Anita Carter on the Kate Smith Evening Hour on April 23rd, 1952.
And this is just stuff you know off the top of your head.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Now, it's one of the rare TV appearances.
Of Hank.
And one of the few clips of him in performance. But
do you know who Anita... recording virtual reality material?
Yes.
Of course.
He's touring with ABBA later.
Oh my goodness, he has a hologram up and everything.
But do you know who Anita Carter is?
No. I'm guessing one of the Carter sisters?
Yes, the youngest daughter of Ezra and Mother Maybelle. So yeah.
Okay, so wait, hold on a second. So June, Anita, and who else? Peggy?
What?
The Carter sisters.
Really?
No, let's name some. Could you give me some of the Carter sisters? How many were there?
You want the Carter sisters?
Yeah, let's just get some context for this.
Hold on.
Was June middle? Was June eldest?
I believe. Hold on, I didn't.
You weren't prepped for this.
I wasn't prepped for this.
I'm sorry. You have such an affinity for Johnny and Carter Cash.
I know.
I would assume you know everyone's family tree.
There's June, Helen, and Anita.
Okay, Helen. And which one's the middle?
I
know it takes some time.
I believe Helen.
If you believe it, it will be true. Is that your attitude
No,
here?
June was the middle. Sorry.
Okay, right, yeah. The middle child who amounted to nothing, as they usually do.
I mean, they all toured together and stuff, you know.
Yeah, but
they're
you know,
part of the Carter family.
usually like the young one is like, oh, she's cute, she'll go far. The old one is like, oh, she's established, she knows what she's doing already. The middle is like, she's kind of in the wishy-washy weed, she won't do anything. And June Carter did nothing, right?
Oh,
She
yeah.
famous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's all I've got on the titles. Let's get into the episode.
Can I ask? Can I ask? I do want a spoiler for the rest of the show because last week's episode was simply titled Pilot.
Right.
After this, is it a bit like Cougar Town, in which all titles of that show were based on Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers songs? I don't expect all Nashville shows to be titled after Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers because the episode 2 already bucks that trend. Are they names of songs? Are they all song titles, or are they just kind of willy-nilly throwing around what thematically fits?
Well, I wasn't gonna let you know this. I was gonna sort of get through the series, but I suppose I'll spoil it for you. Fuck it. Season 1. All the episodes are titled after Hank Williams songs.
Okay, right.
So there, you happy? I've ruined it for you now.
Oh,
no point in continuing.
Okay, sorry. I was just wondering if it's just that's cool to know that it's very specific and it's not like right. We like the title of this song. We like the title of this song, and yes, they're linked by being of the genre of country, or maybe they were recorded in the same studio over time or the same decade. But beyond that, there's no real textual connection. But this way, that's much more interesting.
You're getting into this now. I love it.
I like connections. I like meaning.
And you like country music. Say it. Say it.
I tell you what I do like, and I was thinking about this during the last performance piece.
Okay.
I like a slide guitar.
Okay.
I do like the kind of the interesting wave of a slide guitar.
Right.
It's very comfortable. Maybe because I did a documentary a couple of years ago, and someone used that a lot as like the composition of the music I was editing with. Yeah. So it's just within me, like endless nights of listening to it. But it's just something. It's something very nice and soft. You can't really play it at a fast pace.
Yeah.
It's very tranquil and almost ethereal and, euphoric.
Well, before we get to that final song.
Oh, yeah. I'm not getting to the final song. I'm going to the instruments. And we've got a lot of instrument talk.
We do have a bit of an instrument talk. But
let's
first things first.
Let's go.
After our usual little previously on Nashville, which we didn't get last episode, strangely enough.
Weirdly. Really strange. Previously on, we didn't get to see the history of Nashville before the cameras rolled.
Yeah,
we did a Catherine Bigelow style animated program.
But we're in the car with Raina, Maddie, and I always forget the youngest one's name,
which is weird because it's Anita Carter.
Daphne. Because I keep thinking of
Velma.
Her name is Maisie in real life, Maisie Stella, and Maisie Lennon. What's going on with me? So we're in the car, and they're on the way to school, but they are stuck in traffic.
Yeah, there's traffic in Nashville, like it's a regular bustling city with gridlock. Yeah. Regular gridlock. No abnormalities here, though, right?
Well, what's causing the traffic this time?
I assume roadworks.
Well, you'd think so, but it's a telescope.
A telescope? It's a music. Hold on a second.
Video.
Is there a meteorite or something?
It's a music video for Telescope.
A music video for a telescope?
One of Juliet Barnes' new songs, Telescope.
Juliet Barnes. She's an up-and-coming singer, a beloved pop sensation. She's going to go far.
Now, there is an actual music video, which I did watch the other night, of Telescope, which is...
By frame.
No, it's a very different music video to the one that we see being recorded.
Are you saying there aren't girls with red tops and jean shorts?
No, this one is the real one is filmed in like an empty warehouse.
China King,
and it's all about I guess it's Hayden Panettiere, not. Yeah, it's like an empty warehouse kind of thing.
Is it like This Is America?
No,
it's an empty warehouse and people just walking around.
Well, at one point she looks through a telescope to a window across the street somewhere, and her significant other clearly is
cheating
on her. And so, and I remember there was a a moment where she had him strung up upside down in the warehouse towards the end of the song. So yeah, it's a very different different feel. This one's much.
That doesn't seem like an ABC appropriate kind of.
This one's a brighter feel in the TV world.
Whereas that's much more of a darker 50 Shades.
Yes. Yeah, it's definitely darker. So yeah, like tonally. So this was filmed at the Musica statue or sculpture. It's a bronze statue.
Sculpture.
Sits upon a grassy knoll at the centre of Traffic Rotary.
Traffic Rotary?
Yes.
Is that just their way of saying a roundabout?
Yeah, apparently so.
Okay. America, accept the roundabout as a concept, please. It's good.
It's between Division Street and 16th Avenue North in Nashville, which is also known as.
And what's after Division Street?
Division Street and 16th Avenue North.
Yeah, but what's between? Okay, is there something after, like 16th Division? Is there another thing after that?
No, it's not a math problem.
Oh, I was going to work this one out so well. Yeah, I have no idea. I like my longs.
But it's also known as the Music Row roundabout.
Because it's near Music Row?
Yeah.
Or it's in the heart of it?
Sort of at the end of Music Row.
Oh, okay. So Raina's driving towards Music Row, or is she just driving naturally and she's passing her old
I think she's just passing Music Row, yeah. So it's built by Alan Lequire. It's his largest sculpture commission. 36 feet tall.
Okay.
And there's five figures which spring from the base, and 4 more rise up in the center, floating above the others.
So it's kind of like a frame to some degree?
Yeah, I've got a quote from Lequire
like maybe like a house that Jack might build kind of thing.
I've got a quote. I deeped over into this.
Good. I'm glad you're getting into this is a side podcast called Sculpture Talk.
Yeah, welcome to Sculpture Talk. So Lequire writes that dance is the physical expression of music, and the piece is intended to convey that feeling to the viewer in composition which is simple, exuberant, and celebratory. The theme is music because of the historical and economic significance of the site, Nashville. It's the heart of Music Row, the area and the artistic activity for which Nashville is best known. It conveys the importance of music to Nashville, past, present, and future, and represents all forms of music without reference to any one form or style.
I'm going to have to pull up the image of it now because I'm interested.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Because the idea of a freeze frame of dance or movement to some degree is quite interesting. Usually they're quite stoic as a sculpture's intent. But yeah, okay, so there's moving bodies, they've got hands flailing in the air and they're connected to each other, they're holding onto each other. It's both community and there is a sense of pushing forward or pushing upwards at different places.
He also intended for the work to make a statement about the multiculturalism / diversity and racial harmony.
By painting it all green?
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, God, we're not even...
We haven't started the
episode. Yeah. So yeah, what do you think of the little bit of telescope that we hear?
It's not my cup of tea when it comes to music. It's very poppy, but very empty poppy. It's not got any real meaning to it, except you know.
Yeah,
she feels very chat along.
She feels very Taylor Swift to me. Yeah, with like.
That seems to be what they're going for with her. Is she's going for the Taylor community, drifting from country, but drifting into the pop market. Led by people who are telling her what she should be doing, as opposed to people who know what she should be doing.
And she's only for 12-year-old girls, as one of her behind the scenes guys says that she hears like she walks past him saying, "Oh yeah, you'd like this music if you're a 12-year-old girl," and she says, "Fire him," even though she does agree with him.
Yeah, but she doesn't want to hear it. Obviously.
Yeah, she doesn't want it. She doesn't want. To be confirmed. Next we're at stage rehearsal with Raina, and there's a new idea. Last week the idea was go on tour with this new young girl who you are starting to despise.
Yeah, very quickly despise when they're both having problems with each other.
Yeah, but this week they're thinking, how about, because Raina's manager saw
Wait, who's Raina's manager?
Raina's manager. I should know this.
Hold on.
I keep getting Raina's manager and Juliet's managers mixed up. Right. So, Raina's manager is. Hold on. We might have to edit a bit here.
No, keeping it all in. The police have come by to give you a bit of help. They're doing the detective work here.
Yeah.
Who is Raina's manager? Is it the one I'm thinking of?
Yes.
It is.
Let's say yes.
Is it Heisenberg himself?
Glenn or Bucky? Hold on. We'll get there.
Will we?
We will.
I don't know how you don't have like the players all lined up in front of you.
I know. I've got lots of tabs open.
But I assume you print out like a page of faces and names and date of births and resumes, like you're doing the runaway jury situation. You're Gene Hackman, just kind of trying to fit them all in. That's a reference for everyone, right? Remember runaway jury?
I've just got the royal juror in my head now.
Yeah, you remember the royal juror?
Bucky is the manager.
Not who I was thinking of.
Bucky, played by David Alford, who you may also know from Stoker.
I've seen Stoker.
Yes, he was Reverend in Stoker. And he's also in Red Dead Redemption 2. He plays the local pedestrian population voice. Remember that character?
My favourite character?
Yeah. So the new idea for Raina is to go back to what made her do country music in the first place. Her and Deacon go on tour together. Smaller venues, makes it a sold out tour instead of going for the big
Don't go for a stadium. Don't go for an arena. Yeah. Go for like a 1,000-seater.
Yeah,
comfortable size, obviously. Yeah, a decent theatre, a decent musical venue, good acoustics, but you haven't got like the insane amount of crew and theatre work, stagehands, and unwielding amount of seats that just can't be filled anymore.
Exactly, and Bucky
there is no shame about a smaller venue.
And Bucky came up with this idea thanks to the end of last week's episode with Scarlett and Gunnar singing, and that connection that they had up on stage reminded him of Raina and Deacon back in the day.
How they used to be.
Yeah, how they used to be back in the day.
But how they used to be back in the day, now forgive me, this is also kind of skipping ahead, but also confirmed from last week.
Yes.
How they were from back in the day is not how these people are back in the day now. Because back in the day, Raina and Deacon were getting their Deacon.
They were, which we'll find out a bit later, because during the what is it they keep calling it? It's a meeting that Teddy wants Raina to have because he's going up.
Procedure.
Yeah,
it's an investigation into each other, just to make sure there's no kind of vulnerabilities.
Yes, that was it. A vulnerability study.
Yes.
Meeting.
And it was a vulnerability study with a ballpoint pen.
With a ballpoint pen? Yes.
Yeah, done by Professor Plum, I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, but the thing is, the two you're talking about, Claire Bowen and the other guy,
yeah,
they don't have that going on yet.
Not yet.
She's got a boyfriend.
The other guy really wants it. You can already tell his puppy dog eyes whenever he looks at her. And he flat out said to her uncle, "I can't keep my eyes off it" last week, so something's going to happen.
Nah. We've only got 6 seasons to go. Nothing's going to happen there. That's not how television works. But her boyfriend.
Her boyfriend. Well, yeah, her boyfriend we'll come to in a bit, because first we're going. Well, Raina's told Teddy the plan, and he's not happy because her and Deacon had a past relationship. He's not very comfortable. But she wasn't very comfortable when he decided to run for mayor, and at least she's coming to talk about it.
Her old friend.
Yeah. Anyway, so now we're at the Bluebird.
Hey, we are. That's true.
Wally White is there. Yes.
Right. Who? Walter White's there.
Watty White.
Great mate.
Is there.
Love Scones.
Praising Scarlett and Gunnar from the music last episode.
Yeah.
She's very Scarlett is very not sure whether she can go for like recording songs. It's not her thing.
She's just a poet.
But yeah, she said she's not a songwriter, but he says you're not a songwriter, but you'll do till one comes along. It's kind of rude, really.
Yeah.
But he makes them a deal. He says, put 3 songs together, you and Gunnar, and I'll cut the demo myself. I mean, if Watty White's going to cut your demo, that's pretty big.
I usually find some of his demos a bit stepped on these days. I wish it was a bit more pure.
Yeah. Well, so then Scarlett wanders off. She's working. She's waitressing.
Of course, she's working as a waitress in a Bluebird cafe.
She has work to do, but to Gunnar, he says, you're going to get where you're going, but you'll get there a hell of a lot faster with her.
True fact.
It kind of is, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll talk about it in a bit, but like when we see Gunnar singing on his own, I would buy all his albums.
Yeah, but I saw you during that part, and you got puppy dog eyes for him, so it's this weird continual cycle.
I did.
And I have puppy dog eyes for you, so
It's a very strange cycle.
And that's why the cycle stops.
So we're backstage at the rehearsal with Raina, sort of in the corridors backstage, and Juliet bumps into Deacon and says, when are we going to finish writing this song that we were writing?
Yeah.
And then Raina pops up and says, I thought I was running late. Come on, get the fuck in here. That's verbatim. It gets very dark. It's
a surprisingly adult for an ABC Studios production.
Yeah.
I wouldn't believe the House of Mouse was involved.
And so Juliet says, I heard about the tour and congratulations. I mean, sounds good. And Rain says, so we thought we'd just do a show for people who love actual music. I mean,
which
it's true. The cattiness between these two. And then Juliet bites back with just says outright to Deacon in front of Raina that her offer still stands if he changes his mind about going on tour with Raina. In front of Raina. She's got about 500 miles worth of nerve. Raina says. To which Deacon just says, we're just songwriting, but we know where songwriting leads. We know what writing songs means in Nashville now.
I know I've written a lot of songs in my lifetime.
Oh, yeah. Most
of them solo art.
So now we're at Avery and Scarlett's house, which we were talking about. I think this is the first time.
This is 100% the first time we've been in their domestic domicile.
I think we were in their domestic domicile, last week.
I don't think we were.
But I don't think we saw an exterior.
We certainly didn't see the exterior. I don't recall them ever being, trapped in a room together. That's the thing.
All right.
They're always kind of just gallivanting around separately.
Yeah. I have watched this episode far too many times, so I'm probably mixing it up.
Oh, it's almost like you're worth doing the podcast for then. As opposed to me, who's seen it once 20 minutes ago.
Yes, that's true. So we're at their house. A manager was supposed to come and see Avery play tonight, but it's just bailed on him.
What?
Yeah. His band needs a break. His band needs their big break. And that manager was going to be that big break. You never know.
It could have been.
Scarlett's got some news for him, but he's moaning about this, and she kind of can't tell him the news.
Yeah, it's almost like he's wrapped up in himself, and he's just not being a good boyfriend, which is weird, because I assume they're going to be together forever, because they seem good together.
Oh, yeah.
He's never had eyes for anyone else, or dismissed her entirely as a human construct.
Yeah, and he's not had like a multi-platinum award-winning, I imagine, musician outright flirt with him in front of her.
No, exactly.
Yeah. Well,
or at least an MTV Team's Choice Award musician.
Yes, at least that. Yeah,
100% got that.
Yeah. So yeah, Scarlett still hasn't told Avery about what happened at the Bluebirds that night.
Dear.
Yeah. Wonder if that will come up. So we're back with Deacon and Raina, which my notes have again changed to Ryan.
Right, so Deacon and Ryan are together. And the question is: this the part in which we hear music again from the car?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So they're outside. They're leaving. They've finished rehearsal. And
right, so we skipped over the rehearsal entirely.
Yeah. She asks if Juliet did make him an official offer. She did, but he's not touring with her though. Oh. He's touring with Raina.
Yeah.
So she feels better. She goes off, and just as she's leaving, who does she see turn up in a big Chevrolet pickup truck?
Playing some non-electronic dance music this time.
Yeah.
Some almost normal music for the kind of person she is to listen to, if she wants to be a bit more respected.
It's her. It's almost like she's been waiting for Deacon to finish up so she can just nab him.
Do you reckon she was also playing to kind of, if she could, hobble Raina a little bit with the car, just knock her ankles a little?
Oh, yeah.
Give her a sense of misery.
She opened her door as she drove past. I wouldn't put it past her.
Yeah. So maybe later in the season.
She picks up Deacon and they go and write together.
Yeah, Chip Heston's going to get some writing done, if you know what I mean.
And they're writing
shake his pen out
on Juliet's private property.
Ooh.
Who once owned this land? Tammy Wynette. Is that the second time we've heard Tammy Wynette's name? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
We've heard Tammy Wynette's music last week, right?
But they had they talked about Tammy as well, specifically about her legacy. It's Legacy.
Yeah. Juliet wants to build a house one day, place so she can come and be herself, but who she's going to be the rest of the time, says Deacon. Whoever my manager says will sell the most records.
See, it's all about the industry. It's not about the people. It's about the people you think you want the people to be.
Exactly. Well, now Juliet whips out a guitar for Deacon to geek out on. A 1938 Martin 0042, I think is what they called it. I don't know much about guitars, but it did look pretty shiny.
But we know how much it cost.
Yep, we do know how much it cost.
They made multiple mention.
So they're ready to get to it, he says. Yeah. But not making out. That's what Juliet thinks.
Oh, she is.
Writing songs is all about.
She is licking her lips, but no one's kissing her away.
But that's not how songs get written. I don't mean that people
want her to stay, baby.
It's not how songs get written, but it's what songs get written about.
That's a good line of dialogue.
It is indeed. There's a lot of good lines of dialogue.
It's a good bit of information about how music works.
So then they start strumming away to
Excuse me? He whips out his guitar and strums away.
I didn't mean to say that.
Well, we're here now, aren't we, Johnny?
He flicks the strings to they're starting to play Undermine, which we hear fully later. Not fully, but mostly. Yeah. Now we're back with Raina, with Coleman apologising about not turning up for the mayor candidacy announcement.
Yep. What was she doing? Sorry, what was she doing during that time?
Oh, she was supporting her husband.
Oh, just Teddy. Normal supporting, nothing. Just like, hi, I'm going to be with you, and we're just going to hang out together. That's
because right? Teddy's announcement was at the same time, but she'd already said yes to Coleman.
Announcement for what? Sorry.
For mayor.
For mayor.
For mayor.
They're going to run against each other.
I know.
Her lover and her friend. That's awkward.
And the only reason that this is happening is because Coleman turned down a baseball field idea from Daddy.
How was that Booth?
Daddy, yeah.
No, we're not calling him that. Raina can call Powers Booth Daddy. I just saying that word now made the pit of my stomach despair. Father.
Oh goodness. And Raina's off to a fundraiser tonight. That's what we find out in this scene. And next we're back at the Bluebird. Hey, back at the Bluebird.
It's like we never left.
It is. It is like we never left.
We're never really here. Strange. What we're doing at the Bluebird?
Well, Gunnar wants to meet outside the Bluebird with Scarlett and talk about what he White's offer. So Scarlett says, "Oh, sure. What are you up to tonight?" And Guy says, "Well, I'm free. I'm all yours. You can, do with me what you want. I'm completely free." She says, "Perfect." Yeah. She says, "Perfect. Come and see my boyfriend play with his band tonight, and I'll see you there."
Can you cuck someone you're not in a relationship with?
It's adorable how blind she is to this.
Hey, I want you to come over. What are we doing? Oh no, I want you to come over to the zone, the friend zone.
For now.
Oh no, I think she's going to marry her boyfriend.
Oh, she's going to marry.
They are love, and it's perfect, and nothing's going to
go wrong.
6 seasons left, guaranteed.
And a movie. So next we're at the fundraiser with Raina.
Yeah.
She sees her husband briefly, and then her husband's stolen away from her. He has to do mayoral candidate duties.
Shake hands, so it's not the other way around.
Exactly. So she hangs out with some girlfriends, and
they all say hello together at the same time. Yeah. It's really creepy.
They're talking about that traffic this morning. Did you see that traffic this morning?
I thought it was yesterday.
No, I think it was this morning. Really? Maybe yesterday.
I feel like it was yesterday.
But you might be right. Actually,
I was late the other day.
And
when is she going to release a new album? We'd love it.
Yeah. That's the thing. One of the friends says,
one of the people she's just meeting.
Yeah.
These are not friends.
New friend now, surely.
Yeah, new friend. 100%. They're interested in her music.
I'm such a big fan. I mean, I can't wait for you to release a new album. You need to release it. She's got a new album. A new album is out. It's out now.
Oh, is it? Can I buy it at Starbucks, Johnny?
Yeah. Well, we never do get the answer. That is the big unanswered question of Nashville.
That is like the biggest enveloping theory at the moment is, will Starbucks sell Raina's album? I've got a feeling the season finale will explain this. This is
to get to the season finale.
This is the J.J. Abrams production. The mystery box is the Starbucks.
Yeah, mystery box.
That's true.
Thank you. Here all week. So she kind of makes a quick escape and bumps into Daddy. I'm never not using that.
And his eyes are piercing through it.
His eyes are piercing.
I mean, I know he's obviously on the job at this point, but his job seems to be piercing into everyone's soul and ripping them apart.
I do love Lamar and Raina's relationship. They kind of hate each other, but they know they have to get along.
Family.
Yeah,
they gotta do what they gotta do.
He's not happy that she went to the home of her husband's opponent, and she says, "Well, I had to apologize because of what you fucking made me do." So
all right.
Eat it. Exactly. Well, stop moaning about it.
Did you just say eat it?
Eat it. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't realise this was very Weird Al based.
She puts a middle finger up and says, "Sit and spin, Daddy."
She calls him fat. You know it. Really, really fat.
So she start talking.
What's that smell? Smells like Nirvana. That's because she's white and nerdy.
So she starts talking about this vulnerability, not invulnerability, vulnerability study that she's got to do. This little meeting. She says to Daddy, "What's all this about?" And he says, "Oh, it's insurance." He says, "I'm sorry if you're."
It's SOP. It's standard operating procedure. We know it.
And he says, "I'm sorry if you're so threatened. Maybe if you felt you had nothing to hide." What has she got to hide? Yeah. Do you have any idea what she's got to hide?
I reckon, right?
Yeah, right.
That Raina encased 9 people, was it? In some sort of method and put them up on a structure in Music City, a Music Road, just to show her power.
And you said you didn't know how this season ends.
I'm just saying, as a writer, that's what I would.
Juliet becomes that extra person.
Oh my goodness! I did notice the page had one that was dripping.
Oh yeah.
It was like freshly painted, so I'm guessing that's what that was. No, is it miscarriage? Is they do one of those like miscarriage or babies and her child became Juliet Barnes? Is that the twist?
Well, we'll have to keep watching.
You'll never tell.
So I love the line she says as she's leaving, as she's walking away from Lamar, and she's like, "There must be somebody at this party I could enjoy talking to." Her own father, Lamar, daddy. Sorry, daddy. I'm trying to use Lamar more now because I feel bad. And then you say who, so I have to go back to daddy.
Never go back to.
Once you go daddy, you never go back.
Once you go daddy, you're always the baddie.
Oh god. So now we're back songwriting with Deacon and Juliet.
Is that what you're calling it?
Yeah, that's what the kids call it these days. And they are singing Undermine. Now, what did you think of Undermine?
It's a very nice little joint.
It is, isn't it? It was written by Casey Musgraves and Trent Dabbs.
Trent Reznor?
No.
He just dabs a little. You know, I dab every so often when I listen to Nine Inch Nails as well.
I mean, who doesn't?
Right?
But you liked it? Good song?
It was nice. It was very comfortable.
It is.
It's much more restrained than some of the other ones have been lately. It's more emotional. I like emotion.
Well, Deacon's impressed.
Of course.
With Juliet, but that's not much of a compliment if he's that surprised. You know, she is, after all, a singer.
Yeah, is she?
Why is he impressed at her singing and her songwriting? You know,
because she doesn't really songwrite, and you know her singing. They've already auto-tuned her a bunch.
Yeah, it's a shame.
It's like they don't have any value with her.
You know, they could do more if they just went on tour together. But he's devoted to Raina, hopelessly devoted.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Juliet says him and Raina are like an old married couple. All the hassle with none of the benefits.
What is she talking about there? She means like, you know, money, royalties?
Well, one of the benefits is skinny dipping together, which they do, and Deacon is going to be a dead man, apparently, as he says to himself, while he strips naked and runs off with her.
He gets his chips out.
Yeah. Gets his chows out.
That sounds much worse. Thanks, Daddy. I did not like that. No, thank you.
So now we're at the vulnerability study with Teddy. And they ask if he's had a girlfriend, if he's paid for, and he says, no, I haven't paid for anything. He gets everything for free, apparently.
Yeah, he does. He goes into any shop and is like, that one.
He has to click his fingers.
He has to click his fingers, and by that one, he obviously means a woman.
So they start talking about the real estate business that his investment group purchased.
Totally legitimate, nothing wrong.
$75 million of tract land along Cumberland River.
Think about how many guitars you could buy for the Cumberland River. What a waste. You could fill it up like it's the Prestige. Right, well.
Just one $75 million guitar.
If you want to go for the $75 million guitar, sure. But if you want to go for the 50,000 guitar, right, okay.
Where would you pluck that number from?
Well, I don't know, but you'd have to get, was it 1.5 million guitars?
Probably. One of us should do the
I was doing basic maths.
Oh wait, okay. So Teddy.
I'm sorry, I was on Division Road here. I wasn't on my multiplication table yet.
Teddy served 2 terms on the board of Music City Credit Union, which had an investment in the same project. Who would have thunk it?
Okay, so he's kind of really involved in the Cumberlands.
A little bit.
That's fine though, right? That's all well up on the up and up.
Well, you'd think so. You would think so, wouldn't you?
I would hope people who work in investing in real estate are comfortable with knowing all the good things about the world and not doing anything bad or illegal or problematic or possibly destructive to other people to make more money for themselves. I just want real estate moguls to be, positive for the environment and the world.
Well, he resigned from the MCCU.
Right, okay.
Music City Credit Union.
Oh, so he's not...
Right before the Cumberland deal fell apart.
Oh, so he knew that he should get out of there because money's dangerous, and he doesn't want to deal with the fact that things are falling apart.
They didn't have to do with one another, apparently.
Okay, no, of course not. You can't see things coming. He was probably offered better jobs somewhere else.
The seeds are being sown.
Well, and the Cumberland River.
Yes.
Okay. Waterweeds.
So now we are at Avery's gig, where he is singing. Mm-hmm. Do you know what he's singing?
Was it Emotion?
No, it was Twisted Barbed Wire by Elvis Costello.
It didn't sound like Elvis Costello to me.
It was Elvis Costello's Twisted Barbed Wire, apparently.
Twisted Barbed Wire is on its way.
And Scarlett's in the crowd, jamming along. As Avery finishes, he comes off stage, and there's a couple of girls flirting with him, saying he's so hot, he's amazing, oh my god, but he's not a great boyfriend. And one of the flirty girls sees Scarlett and says, "Hey, I know you." And then Gunnar turns up. She says, "I know you too. You two were at the Bluebird together."
Were they?
I loved that song you sang.
Wait, what was it? Two. Oh, Miracle of Jody Ramone. That's another bracket song.
So now the secret's out. Avery knows what happened at the Bluebird. Oh, they sang a song.
And you know what it's like when you're songwriting. Now imagine singing.
Well, Avery says to Scarlett, "What's going on?" She says, "Oh, we're just songwriting. We're just writing songs." Is writing all that's going on? Oh, for now.
I mean, it seems to be, because she's with him, and they're a perfect relationship, and they're going to marry each other.
And she says it's just an old poem that Gunnar put music to, and she felt silly doing it, and then the Whitey thing happened. Wait, Whitey thing? Whitey? You mean Whitey White?
Whitey White heard that she was doing some poems about cats set to music, and he was like, he snorted some meth and decided that was great. He's cooking up something even better now.
Well, Avery says it's nothing that Whitey White wants to record demos with you.
Yeah, no.
He discovered half this town, but Scarlett
says, he got a shovel out. He found they were buried for a while. Him and Antonio Banderas got them out.
Well, Scarlett says, it's not a big thing. People record demos all the time, and nothing happens with them.
Nothing comes of it.
I think Avery knows a thing or two about that.
Does he?
Awkward.
He's never pressed a demo before, has he? He's not, handed it off to anyone to listen to, has he?
I feel like he's done it more than once, to be honest. We've only seen it once in the pilot.
We've never seen it. Have we seen it already?
Oh, we saw it last week.
Last week? That was a week ago. I mean, what happened then? Did Deacon listen to it at any point?
He used it as a coaster. Oh, no, he said he wasn't going to use it.
He wasn't going to use it as a coaster, but, his word goes back and forth. Maybe he got... Because at some point, I'm going to spoil a little bit, but Raina drinks some whiskey, and there's no coaster for her.
Yeah.
So if she and Deacon have had this long relationship without coasters, maybe he does use demos from other people as coasters. We don't know. We don't know.
So now we're with Daddy and Coleman.
Powers that boots.
And Coleman basically says, "Don't mess with me. Loyalty is a one-way street with you.
Yep, Division Row.
Whatever you give, you're going to get it back." So, they're in for a fight with this mayor race. This race of mayors.
Yeah, who's going to win? Is it Hurdles?
Who is going to win? No, it's Egg and Spoon.
Oh, I like that.
I really want to see. I want to see him doing an Egg and Spoon race now.
Three-legged, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Raina's got to be tied up with Teddy.
Oh no, I think Raina should be tied up with Lamar because
who?
Daddy.
Oh,
I keep trying to get away from it, and then you remind me saying, I'm trying to be nice, but then you clearly want Daddy.
That's my secret. I've always wanted Daddy.
So now we're back at rehearsal again with Raina and Deacon.
Backstage at rehearsal times.
And Deacon gets a special delivery. A new guitar.
With a
Barnes. Well, they say you have to, they recommend putting $50,000 insurance on it.
Mm.
Like right away.
You noticed there was a little bow on the guitar as well. A nice little tassel.
It was.
To show it's new and it's a present. I've done that before. It's quite fun to do.
It is quite fun. Both are fun.
Makes things a little bit more special. I've also informed people whenever I've handed them presents, they should get $50,000 for insurance.
Yeah.
They open it up and it's just, it's like a bar of chocolate or something. But it's good to have insurance in case it melts.
Well, Raina's not happy.
No, of course
Deacon's not happy. And they have a little fight. Deacon says, Raina says she needs him here playing these songs. And he says, well, I've been playing these songs every Thursday at the Bluebird. If you ever bothered to come along and be there for him. I wonder if that'll come up again.
No.
Well, she storms off.
Says, I've got to be honest, I don't think it will, since we're backstage. I've not seen Raina here for, this whole time.
Yeah. Well, now we're back at, well, not back. Well, back since last week at Juliet's mansion. She's annoyed. She's had no thank you from Deacon yet, which is a bit rude, to be honest. But I suppose
if you hand a guitar off that level, you should get a thank you. Just a text like "cheers" and a selfie.
Deacon's been pulled from either side here. He doesn't know who to go with, and
they were songwriting together.
Yeah.
In the wet, nude, kissy times.
That means nothing these days, though, does it?
I don't know. To me, that means everything.
All these open songwriters.
I like the panpipes more.
The what?
I'm a panpipist.
Panpipist.
Yeah.
So Juliet's manager Glenn, I remember this one, says don't worry about Deacon, just have a look here. Here's your new music video that we recorded.
Yes.
Remember when he held up all that traffic?
A quick edit. Just to show an intensely claustrophobic close-up, like it's Birdman.
Yeah.
It is.
Juliet's not happy with it.
Considering we saw jibs all around the set. So, you had some cranes, you had some movement, you had some wides, and they shot at the same time. There must be an angle.
Yeah, you'd think so.
An angle just to show, hey, look, we shot with extras dancing on a sculpture. Use a bit of that. If you're going to, again, this is going to be a tease they're going to post online after this, just when the song comes out on iTunes. And that's the attitude, is intense close-up. I get she's a hot commodity, you want her face, but you also want scale.
Yeah. Well, maybe if they did what you suggested, she would like it, but she doesn't like it. She don't like it. How's this going to help get Deacon in the band?
It's not legitimate. It doesn't look
how's
like
how's he going to take her seriously?
Yeah. It's made for pre-teens. It's not made for post-teens.
But Glenn says, don't worry about that. Think about your teenage fans.
Yes.
To which she tells him
She says, I can't songwrite wink, wink, nudge, nudge with teenage fans unless you want me to be wink, wink, nudge, nudge cancelled.
So, she tells him to get the hell out, and that's that.
Yeah, that's that. It's weird. It just cuts to credits right away.
Well, that's that with her so far.
Oh, okay.
So now we're back with Raina and Teddy, and it's her time for the vulnerability study.
She's not vulnerable, though. She's a country singer. She's hard-edged.
Invulnerable, yeah. So we've got this mixed in with Juliet recording Undermine.
Oh, you just said she was done. We're done with Juliet.
Well, yeah, for now, but then we're back already.
Oh, okay. With Undermine, with her additional lyrics.
Yeah, well, Juliet's recording Undermine, and Raina is answering questions about her and Deacon. Yeah. They dated for about 11 years.
11? It wasn't just dating, was it, though? It was a little bit more than that. It felt like it was more than that.
Well, Deacon started having personal problems, so she started dating Teddy.
Yeah.
She didn't end a relationship, per se, because he's still in her band. They're still close. But their romantic relationship ended when he went into rehab, which is kind of, I don't know, it seems...
that's pretty intense to lose everything all at once when you're going into a locked environment to deal with your shit. That just seems like you've got no hope when you come out, so what's the point? I feel like Deacon got the cold end of the stick.
Yeah.
Stick's famously hot.
Yeah. Raina did pay for his treatment, though, so... But
so she paid for him to be locked away from her while she said, actually, also goodbye.
Well, it's not like she got married to Teddy while Deacon was in rehab. Oh, wait, no, she did. Yeah. She got married to Teddy while Deacon was in rehab.
To be fair, she did send him an RSVP, but he was locked in rehab for another 12 years after that. couldn't wait after that. She was, with child.
So, well,
maybe one of them's Deacon's.
Maybe. She's asked between then and now, have there been any romantic stuff with Deacon? She said no, and she cuts the meeting short.
Because there's not, and it's rude for you to ask.
Yeah.
And I know that, Chip Heston would have yes-anded that. But Rayner, a bit
Charles
more
Heston wouldn't.
Who?
Charles Heston wouldn't have.
Well, but Chip Heston would, because that's his profession. But Rayner didn't do that. She doesn't yes-and. She's like, no, cold, hard fact. No.
No butt.
Exactly. She's not seen his butt for a while.
Exactly.
Now, if you asked Juliet, she would undermine all of that.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. So now we are at my favourite point of this episode with Gunner playing on stage.
With a white hat.
Yes, white cowboy hat, fringe, and he's just looking oh so country.
Is he got a bolo tie, or is it just a weird thing on his lapel?
I think it might just be a weird thing on his lapel.
Is it thick?
But he's singing I'll be there if you ever want me. I'll be there, brackets, if you ever want me.
Oh, it's another
First recorded in 1954, apologies. Recorded in 1953, December 28th. Released in January 1954.
Right.
Written by Rusty Gubbard and Ray Price. It's a Ray Price single. And I am here for it. I love this song. And I want more of this kind of music throughout Nashville, please. I just want Gunner.
You want it to be wall-to-wall music, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I want Gunner singing this kind of music. He's good. I love the little whiny kind of country sound he brings. And it's I just love it. Yeah, exactly. That kind of country. That's what I love. So Scarlett's come to visit him. They sit outside, and who is wearing the hat?
Well, he was wearing the hat on the performance. That's the thing we have to remember. He was definitely wearing a hat, and there's a double bass behind him.
She definitely wasn't. Yep, double bass behind him.
Yeah, standing up, playing around, having fun. He was wearing a hat too, double bass man.
Yep.
They were wearing hats. They were all wearing hats. Oh, she didn't wear a hat. She doesn't wear a hat. So I'm guessing outside. Now, I've watched this episode. I'm guessing outside, he's still wearing the hat.
No, she's wearing a hat.
What?
She's wearing his hat.
No, his hat? I
mean, that's just blatant cheating there.
That's. I mean, there's songwriting and there's wearing someone's hat.
Yeah.
You go into a vulnerability study and say you wore someone's hat, you are done. Your career is over.
I'm shocked and appalled.
I can't believe this aired on ABC. They had better standards than that, I figured. This is HBO.
Well, Scarlett says about the the idea of writing and singing for Watty White. She can't do it. She can wear his hat, but she can't do.
She can't deal with Heisenberg like that. That's just too much pressure. Right.
She doesn't want to mess up a relationship with Avery.
I mean, again, they're going to get married, and they have 6 seasons of glorious love.
Well, Gunnar says there's no us without you, which is right. There is a U and an S in us.
Sure, I can kind of justify that.
He says, forget about me and forget about Avery. What do you want to do? And
to which she replies,
well, she wants to do it, but, well, Gunnar says, you want to be with someone who won't let you be. Why would you want to be with someone who won't let you be who you are? She said, no, Avery will support me. Then what's the problem? What is the problem? Is there perhaps feelings for Gunnar growing inside her and she doesn't want to
friendship,
admit those feelings?
It's obviously friendship feelings.
Oh, yeah, sure. Pull the other one.
I will. Get the Charles out.
So now we're back with Rayner and Teddy. Quite little quick scene, but she basically says she's not on board with Teddy. She wasn't on board with his campaign, but she is on board with him being happy again.
And this is when they are.
This is after the vulnerability study.
They're having a drink, is it?
Yeah, they're just that.
And Teddy is using a coaster.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. Rayner, coaster obsession.
Rayner. And it's a wooden table. No coaster. Gonna leave a ring I know she's rich enough to deal with that stuff, but don't just furniture. Don't ruin your furniture, you stupid bloody person.
It's a two-way street with her and Teddy. She's supporting him with his campaign, despite her not really being happy with it, but she's happy with him being happy. She's supporting him, so he wants to do the same for her. So he's supporting her tour with Deacon, despite his
clear fascination still with her as a human being as opposed to an artist.
Yeah.
It's going to get messy, I believe.
It is. So wait a second. There we go. I got lost in my notes for a second.
You just got lost in the episode again. You started watching.
Yes, I'm always watching. If I close my eyes, an episode of Nashville plays.
Close my eyes only for a moment, and Nashville appears.
And now we get to see Deacon's house.
Yes.
Another location.
Another new locale.
Deacon's house exterior. Juliet.
I'm sorry, you got the script up.
I wrote the script.
Congratulations.
Juliet pulls up with the demo she recorded.
Coaster.
And she says, listen to it. Let me know what you think. And he says, well, what do you think? She says, well, I think something about you makes me want to grow up. Which is kind of sweet. It's sweet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about Deacon's house? It looks quite cool, doesn't it?
It's okay.
Okay, just okay.
It's too exciting to me.
I don't want to live there.
Do you?
Yeah, I just want to live in Nashville, to be honest.
Okay, well, that's different, Now, if his house was, I don't know, the house from The Invisible Man, or like the bad guy's house in Upgrade, sure. If it was a Lee Wannell house, obviously I'd want to live there.
All right, okay.
That's the only architecture on my mind is flat, empty spaces with lots of wall-to-ceiling windows.
What
the fuck is wrong with me?
I don't know.
I just want an infinite horizon and be able to look out at something. I'm stuck in a world. I don't like this world.
Well, now Daddy, is getting feedback from the vulnerability study which he organised. He's finding out what secrets did they divulge.
Yeah, did they say anything about him?
Well, Teddy didn't say too much. And
Raina, what does she think of Daddy?
Lamar, no, didn't hear anything about that, to be honest.
No, I'm assuming that's what he was doing it for, really. So that he knows what to get her for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
It's the entire purpose.
Well, Lamar's happy that...
what? A guitar with $50,000 worth of insurance? Okay.
Lamar's happy that Teddy still had secrets. It was clear that he wasn't giving everything away. Yeah. He says a male with secrets is easier to control. What?
He has a...
Is Lamar controlling? He has a look in every moment. He is
preparing another statue himself. Runs in the family.
So now we cut to Teddy throwing these secrets into a fire. Bunch of documents. I wonder what that's all about.
I would assume it's based on the recipe for Cumberland sausages that he lost on.
Well, while this is happening, Hail Hail by Shovels and Rope is playing with a great lyric, bad boy with a selfish little soul.
Hail, rock and roll.
That's what I was thinking.
Rock and roll.
In my notes, I put in brackets, Simpsons sing the blue. So now we're, for the third time, I think, we're back at the Bluebird. Hey!
Yay! Sorry, someone just dropped a bottle. That's why we did
that. Deacon is on stage. He's not in the round this time. Do you prefer it like this, on stage and not in the round?
Yeah.
You're not a fan of in the round, right?
I find it too imposing. I don't like being close to other people. I'm, socially anxious now.
That's fair enough. Do you know what? I must say that seeing the Bluebird so kind of not, it's full, but it's still. See, when I went, it's so.
But this is the point. Is this the point when they've already built the stage version for the?
I imagine so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they only did it for the
extras.
Thing, yeah, but still, but even so, I think before Nashville came out, Bluebird wasn't nearly as popular. You know, it was
I mean,
popular.
if you listen to our episode on Bluebird a couple of weeks ago, that's part of what they were talking about. Is a whole section on Nashville
and
how it's changed the world for it.
It is very strange to see it like so quiet, and there's not like a queue outside,
and there's no real close-ups on the merch area.
Yeah.
Weird.
So Deacon is on stage singing Matchbox Blues. I hear a little bit of, which is quite nice. You like it? Nice song.
It's okay. Yeah. Not memorable.
Well, he's got a friend in the audience. He wants to invite her up, and we've seen Juliet. Juliet's in the audience. We've seen a couple of shots.
Wait, Juliet Barnes is there.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh, she could get invited up to the stage.
He invites his friend. If Raina James could come up on stage. Raina James, yeah.
No, Juliet Barnes is there.
So they sing a 20-year-old song, first performed at the Bluebird. So they sing it together on stage, called "No One Will Ever Love You."
And looking directly at Juliet Barnes, machine.
Well, did you see Juliet miming along?
I just ever so slightly.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Scarlett and Gunnar are in the back. Watty White looks over at them and points over Deacon and Raina. Like this could be you, but you playing. Well, you're not playing. That's the problem, actually.
Yeah.
So Scarlett says, "All right, let's do it. Let's play songs together, not the other hit." And Juliet leaves, embarrassed and upset. Raina and Deacon sat in their car, and Raina says, "I wish we hadn't done that song. Now what are we going to do?" Well, Raina comes back home and hugs Teddy and says, "I love you."
Oh.
And credits.
Sweet. They'll be together forever.
I mean, there's a lot of relationships crumbling a bit here. Tiny little crumbles. Little crumbles here and there. Crumble. What do you think? We're 2 episodes in now. Just finished episode 2.
Yes, we have. We finished episode 2.
How are you feeling?
It's okay. We're building.
This
was a quieter episode in many ways to establish everything, and I felt here the world was really forming.
Yes.
As we were seeing a lot more of the intertwining of all the characters, which I quite liked, and how some were reverent to others and some were irreverent to others.
Yeah.
I get status here now. I get landscape of Nashville.
Yeah, and I like seeing the houses. You want
to see the people live so you can stalk them.
Yeah, I'm house hunting while watching this. But yeah, where do you think this gonna? Where do you think there is to go from here? Like, what do you think is coming?
I think we've only got a couple of episodes left, and then it'll be over.
Yeah.
Everyone will work together and release one album together, and it will sell 50 million copies, and eventually win every Grammy, even the comedy and spoken word Grammy. They'll win.
Oh yeah,
because there'll be one track on there which is just Raina and Juliet doing a roast on each other, and Pat Oswalt will be up there like, I should have won. I did a whole album about my wife's death, and like, yeah, but we was sending zingers at each other, so we win. Sit down.
Well, I suppose until next week. But
are you happy about watching this?
I'm happy.
Are you comfortable in Nashville?
I am.
More so than you are in London.
I think I am. Yeah, I do miss now. Like, I really want to go back.
No, you're here all the time, baby.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel there's promise of you're growing attached to it, and when the dramatic stuff happens, you're gonna feel some things.
What am I gonna feel?
Well,
I'm gonna feel like I'm writing a song, or am I gonna feel like I'm swapping hats?
Or maybe both at the same time.
Oh, come on. I haven't done that for a while. I won't last a second.
Well, hey, are you considering listening to some of the songs yet, or like going back and
not really? I'm still not kind of connecting with the songs themselves. Again, the one with the slide guitar has a nice feeling because it's a bit of a slower piece.
Yeah.
vocally, I kind of want them to stop showing off and start being. There's a quote I always go back to, which is David Byrne.
He's not in this show.
I know, but he always talked about people, talking about his voice not being good. He said, "I think people are more honest when their singing is not as good." And I just want people to stop trying to sing and start feeling the song.
Okay, I think you'll come across some really good ones. That
I hope so.
Hopefully by the end of the season, you'll want to go to the season 1 soundtrack.
Oh, okay. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
At the end of every season, we're just going to do a karaoke track.
I think so. I think that's official now. But hey, we've still got another 19 episodes to go.
No, we've got 120.
Well, for this season. For
the season.
Until we get to the karaoke.
In a while.
Until next week.
We make no promises, though. Look, I've just got word the manager wants me to go ahead and clean up some vomit that's sitting down there.
Oh, sorry about
that. Yeah, thanks.
All right, I ate some bad chicken.
You got excited and you ate some bad chicken and you swapped a hat with someone. But you should get yourself tested. You shouldn't just swap your hat with anyone.
Yeah.
Jesus, you are disrespectful these days. Yeah, I've got to go and clean it up, so you might have to go off and
close up shop. I've got to rush to the loo. I've got to rush to the bathroom.
Get your bucket ready.
Yep. Until next week.
We've been backstage in the Black. Take it again. We've been backstage at the Bluebird talking about Nashville. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for listening.